Good morning, y'all. I am well rested and I feel so good. Today is my first day back to work after my 2-week holiday that I took. And so I am looking forward to seeing my clients today. It is around 8:20 right now. I honestly naturally wake up when my body wakes up, which is usually around 8 o'clock. And I love that for me. I do not like waking up to an alarm. And so it is around 8:20 and I'm going to get my morning routine started. Spread kindness and gather love. Alright, y'all, so that was my morning routine. It is almost 10 o'clock, and the first thing on my list of things to do today is clinical supervision. My supervision is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and it's actually dyadic supervision I'm doing today. And so that means that there are two of us in the supervision with one supervisor. So 2 clinicians, 1 supervisor. And that is an opportunity for us to actually save on costs. Instead of me paying the full price for 2 hours, I only have to pay half price because I'm splitting the time with another individual. And not only is that a great way for us to save costs, but I also have the opportunity to learn from another clinician, and that clinician also has the opportunity to learn from me. So if you want to do clinical supervision, that is also an option for you instead of having to pay the full price and do it one-on-one. While I was eating breakfast, I actually checked my emails, and there were quite a few emails that I have to respond to. Because I've been away for 2 weeks, I've been getting messages for clients wanting therapy services, new inquiries. As it's the new year, there often is quite a huge uptake of people wanting or interested in therapy. And so I'm gonna have to respond to those emails throughout the day. Also check my voicemail, but again, I'll get to that throughout the day. First thing on the list is clinical supervision. Happy New Year! Clinical supervision was really good. The other clinician, he's actually a registered social worker, he brought in a video to supervision of a therapy session he's had with a couple he's working with. And it was just a great learning opportunity to see him directly work with his clients and get direct feedback from myself and the supervisor about the work that he's doing. And so if you guys ever have the opportunity to record your sessions, it is a great learning opportunity for you to have those on record to bring to supervision with you so you can get direct feedback on the work that you're actually doing. Outside of clinical supervision, I have 5 sessions today, and my first session is actually in 30 minutes. But before that session, I want to briefly talk to you guys about your clinical records. So making sure that your clinical records is up to standard is super important in the case of ever getting audited, or just in the case that you ever need to provide a clinical record to a client, or if it's ever subpoenaed, any of that kind of information. And so with my governing body, I've mentioned in the How to Become a Therapist video that I created for you guys, I discussed having to register with a regulatory body. And so our governing body has a checklist for us in terms of our clinical record and all the information that should be in your clinical record. And so at the beginning of the year, this year, I am going to ensure that everything is up to date. So I'm going to verify with my clients and also just look at a couple of my clinical records to make sure I'm following the guidelines that are required of me in all of my clinical records. So some information that you need to have include like the client's full name and date of birth, of course, the client's address and contact number. It's super important to make sure that information is up to date. You never know, sometimes clients can move, or sometimes their address, their phone number can change and they may forget to let you know. You have to make sure you have the client's date of birth. If someone referred the client to you, you have to have the person who referred, the professional or the service that referred the client to you, the name of that person, the contact information, and the reason for the referral. You have to make sure your clinical records are legible, the entries appear in chronological order, that each entry is dated and signed or initialed. And so there's a whole bunch of things that is super important to make sure that your clinical record is up to par with your governing body. You can check out your governing body and see if they also provide you with a checklist that you can go through. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it's kind of one of the housekeeping things that I think is important for me to do at the beginning of the year. You don't have to wait until the beginning of the year. You can do this midway through, every quarter, whatever works for you. But for me, it was on my agenda to do this as one of my New Year tasks, housekeeping stuff, to ensure that I'm up to par with the standards of my regulatory body. So I'm going to start doing that, and then I'm going to hop into 2 sessions. I have my first session at 12:30 today, and then I have a 10-minute break because each session is 50 minutes in length, and then I have another session at 1:30, and then I have like an hour break. When I have my longer break, I'm going to have a late lunch and then possibly go for a walk with my husband. He's currently working from home again, so that is always fun. I will check in with you guys in a bit. All right, y'all, we are home. My ears are freezing. Your girl cannot wear a hat because I did not want to mess up these beautiful faux locks. I might have to get some earmuffs. But for lunch, I am having a little rice bowl, brown rice. We got some Brussels sprouts and some salmon, courtesy of my wonderful husband. Thanks, babe. They know you're in. They know you're here with me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. You're welcome.
So I just finished my last session for the day. It is 7:22, and to be honest, for the first day back in the new year, it was a pretty good day, and I'm happy for that. I'm also happy that I already did the dishes, so now I can just kick it for the rest of the evening. I am going to sip some wine. I'm going to show you the wine that I'm actually drinking. I love red wine. I'm a red wine kind of girl, so I'm going to sip some wine and possibly pop some popcorn. I had a big lunch, so I'm not feeling too hungry right now. And one thing I wanted to mention is that I actually increased my prices for January. And so if you guys are ever concerned about increasing your prices in your private practice, it's okay. It's actually a normal thing. We kind of have to get out of that mindset that people shouldn't be paying more for our services because we're psychotherapists. Like, no, we offer a very valuable service, and it's okay to be paid for the services that we're offering. Again, our services are life-changing, literally. So I recently increased my price, and I wanted to let you guys know that I didn't lose any clients. No clients had any concerns about it, and that is also because I gave them advance notice. It's not something that I just popped up on them. I gave them 2 to 3 months advance notice, written notice, and I also communicated it with them verbally. And of course, if they had any questions, they had the opportunity to ask any questions. And so I encourage you guys, if you do feel like your service does need to be increased in price, because again, you do know the value that you offer. We offer a life-changing service. It's okay to do it. The amount of times that I've increased my price, I've never lost any clients. There hasn't been any pushback. I actually possibly had one client who was just like, hey, I don't know if I'd be able to afford this. And it's up to you as a clinician if it's something that you want to negotiate, if it's something that you can move around, if it's something where it's like, okay, I can have a sliding scale for this one individual. But do not be scared to price your services at the price that you want based on the value that you offer. And that's kind of the message I'm going to leave you at. But yeah, for the rest of the night, I guess you can see how I kind of wind down, and I hope you guys enjoy this day in the life. If you have any questions, please comment below, let me know. And one thing I want to know from you is, what do you like to do to wind down at the end of the day? Comment below, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.